Imagine this. A potential customer sits down with their morning coffee, opens up their phone, and asks ChatGPT, Claude, Germany, or Perplexity which project management tool their small business should use. Within seconds, they have an answer. They read it, nod along, and make a mental note of the brand mentioned. They never visit a comparison website, never scroll through a Google results page, and never click a single link. Yet, by the end of that interaction, they already trust a specific brand. They are already halfway to becoming a customer. And if your business was not the one mentioned in that AI response, you just lost a sale you never even knew was up for grabs. Welcome to the era of zero-click optimization, and it is reshaping everything we thought we knew about digital marketing. For years, the entire logic of online visibility was built around clicks. You optimized for search engines so people would find your link, click it, land on your website, and move through a funnel you carefully designed. Every metric pointed back to traffic. Every strategy assumed that the path to a customer's wallet ran through your website. But that assumption is crumbling fast. AI assistants are now answering questions directly, synthesizing information from thousands of sources and presenting confident recommendations without ever sending users anywhere. The click, as a unit of commercial opportunity, is no longer the reliable currency it once was. This shift is seismic, but here's what most businesses are getting wrong. They are either ignoring it entirely or panicking without a plan. The smart move, the move that forward-thinking brands are making right now, is to understand exactly how AI systems decide which businesses to recommend, and then to show up consistently and favorably in those recommendations. That is the heart of zero-click optimization. It is not about abandoning your website or giving up on traditional digital strategy. It is about layering an entirely new dimension of visibility onto everything else you already do. Let us consider how AI systems actually work when generating recommendations. When someone asks Gemini, Perplexity, or Claude which accounting software is best for freelancers, those systems are not just pulling a random result from a database. They are synthesizing patterns from enormous amounts of data, including reviews, articles, forum discussions, case studies, industry publications, and brand mentions across the entire web. They are looking for consistency, authority, and trustworthiness. A brand that appears repeatedly across credible sources is discussed in helpful, specific contexts and has a clear, coherent identity tends to surface more often in AI-generated responses. This is why AI recommendation optimization tracking has become one of the most critical disciplines in modern marketing. If you cannot see where you are being mentioned, how often and in what context, you are essentially flying blind. Now, here is where things get really interesting from a strategic perspective. Traditional SEO gave us relatively transparent feedback loops. You could check your keyword rankings, monitor your traffic, and draw clear lines between your content investments and your search visibility. AI recommendation visibility is far more opaque. You cannot simply log into a dashboard and see how many times ChatGPT has mentioned your brand this week to users asking questions in your niche. The signals are diffuse, the patterns are complex, and the measurement challenge is genuinely new. This is exactly why platforms built specifically around AI recommendation optimization tracking are becoming so valuable to businesses that want to compete in this new landscape. MediaPomo was built precisely for this moment. As the AI visibility platform designed to help businesses understand, measure, and improve how frequently they are recommended by AI systems like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and Perplexity, MediaPomo gives businesses a way to actually see what is happening in this previously unmeasurable space. Instead of guessing whether your content strategy is translating into AI mentions, you can start building a clear picture of your brand's presence in AI-generated responses. That kind of insight is transformative because it turns a fuzzy, intuitive challenge into something data-driven and actionable. So what does effective zero-click optimization actually look like in practice? It starts with authority building, but not in the traditional sense of link building. AI systems are pattern matchers. They reward consistency and depth of coverage. See. If your brand is discussed substantively across multiple credible contexts, whether that means expert interviews, long-form guides, industry forum contributions, or well-cited case studies, those patterns get picked up. You want your brand to exist as a confident, clear, recognizable presence in the information ecosystem that AI systems are drawing from when they construct their answers. Content specificity matters enormously here. Generic content that simply covers a topic at the surface level is far less likely to influence AI recommendations than content that goes deep, answers nuanced questions, and demonstrates genuine expertise. Think about the questions your ideal customer is asking AI right now. Are you the kind of brand that would naturally appear in a thorough, well-reasoned answer to those questions? If the honest answer is no, that is your starting point. Create content that earns its place in an AI response by being genuinely useful, detailed, and credible. Customer reviews and third-party mentions also carry significant weight in this ecosystem. When AI systems recommend a product or service, they tend to favor brands with a broad, consistent footprint of positive sentiment across external platforms. This includes review sites, community forums, industry publications, and even social media conversations. Every time a satisfied customer writes a thoughtful review, every time a journalist or blogger mentions your brand in context, every time a community member recommends you in a forum thread, you are building the kind of multi-source signal that AI systems recognize as social proof. Encouraging and amplifying these third-party mentions is not just good PR. In the world of zero-click visibility, it is a core growth strategy. There is another dimension to this that often gets overlooked: the role of structured, findable information about your brand. AI systems need to clearly identify what your business does, who it serves, and what makes it distinctive. If your brand's identity is muddled or inconsistently communicated across different parts of the web, that fragmentation can hurt your AI recommendation frequency. Clarity and consistency in how you describe your core offering, your target audience, and your unique value proposition matter more than ever. This is one of the reasons that AI recommendation optimization tracking is not just a measurement exercise, but a strategic one. When you can see how AI systems are currently describing or categorizing your brand, you can identify gaps between how you want to be perceived and how you are actually showing up. Timing also plays a role that people underestimate. The businesses investing in AI visibility strategies right now, while most competitors remain focused exclusively on traditional SEO and social media, are building an early advantage that will compound over time. AI systems are not static. They evolve, they are updated, and the patterns they learn from change. Getting into the data ecosystem that feeds these systems early, with high-quality, authoritative content and broad external mentions, is a bit like getting indexed by Google in 2002. The early movers who understood the rules of that game built advantages that lasted for years. The good news is that zero-click optimization is not an entirely separate discipline from everything you already know. Strong writing, genuine expertise, customer focus, and consistent messaging have always been the foundations of great marketing. The difference is that now the audience for your content includes not just human readers, but the AI systems that synthesize and present information on behalf of millions of users every day. You are writing for both. And with the right AI recommendation optimization tracking in place, you can actually start to understand how well you are doing on both fronts. This brings us back to where we started. That person with their morning coffee asking an AI assistant for a recommendation. The question for your business is simple but urgent. When AI systems field the questions your ideal customers are asking, is your brand part of the answer? Are you visible in that conversation, or are you invisible? And critically, do you even know the answer to that question right now? If you have no mechanism for tracking your AI recommendation frequency, no way of understanding which AI systems mention you, in what contexts, and how that compares to your competitors, then you are missing a fundamental piece of the modern visibility puzzle. MediaPomo exists to solve exactly that problem. In a world where the click is no longer the beginning of the customer relationship, understanding your AI recommendation presence is no longer optional. It is essential. Zero-click optimization is not a trend to watch. It is a strategy to build right now, and the businesses that move first will define the next generation of brand visibility.